What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today we have a reaction to Seth once again. This is his Stalker review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I don't know too much about the Stalker games. The only thing I actually know is I watched a trailer in the Xbox showcase a few months ago for the new Stalker game, so I thought it would be interesting to watch this one. Obviously a lot of people like the reactions to him. If you want to be involved with all these reactions live, you can go to my Twitch. If you want to stay updated with everything, you can go to the Discord. All links in the description. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let's go. Okay, let's just start watching Seth. Stalker review, Soviet survival simulator. Oh, sound, yeah, two fails.
Hey people, Seth here. After a long and healthy life, my old microphone now sounds like this.
Damn, sounds like it's underwater, dude. Haven't heard that before.
I have no idea what I'm doing. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Today, I'll be covering Stalker, Shadow of Chernobyl.
I don't want to be rude.
Actually, I lied. I'll be reviewing all of the Stalker games at once, and the novel this universe is based on, Strugatsky's Roadside Picnic. Stalker
is based on a book?
Is very simple. You play as a delinquent gopnik who's just broken into a fenced-off exclusion zone in Chernobyl, Ukraine, which is actually based on a fictional country here in Europe. If a legend
You just said it's based on a fictional country. I didn't know it was based in Finland. I'm kidding. Obviously, it's Ukraine.
For true, the mythical nation of Ukraine produces most of the bootleg cigarettes and prostitutes we find in Europe today. But everyone knows this is just a fairy tale. However, in this world, there was no nuclear meltdown, nor any subsequent cover-up by the infallible
That's broken, I fixed
Union.
it.
Instead of nuclear fallout, we have an expanding circle of land where the laws of physics don't apply, filled with all manner of strange anomalies and mutated wildlife that
God.
Why did you come here? No one knows. Thousands of men serving hundreds of interest groups have come before you. What makes your ideology any different? Some claim they want to contain it. Others study or even protect it from the outside world. In truth, there is no single rational answer. We have no reason to be here, but we're drawn to it, fascinated by it, and afraid of it. But no matter what, we can't resist its siren call. Welcome to the Zone.
Lost to the zone.
The zone, while physical in the games, is more of a metaphorical concept. The zone represents our anxious and often fatal curiosity, our hopes and dreams, and ultimately, our darkest desires. Rumors of the zone spread throughout our planet. Talk of mutants, weird events, and bizarre artifacts that defy our understanding begin to haunt everyone's imagination. And of course, the promise of treasure beyond your wildest dreams.
What is that? Is that caviar? What the fuck was that?
Stalker is like the discovery of a new world. Everyone wants to go out into the great unknown and give smallpox to the Aztecs.
Okay, then.
Leave behind several dozen illegitimate mutant children, which now lack a father.
That's caviar? I never had caviar before.
That being a deadbeat dad isn't cool.
Shit.
Even if your son is a malformed...
This looks like something out of SCP.
Abomination and an insult to God's earth. Take responsibility and kill him yourself. As for the gameplay itself, it's a sandbox survival shooter, and it plays very tightly for a shooter. Most of the guns feel really good. When you're not shooting, you'll be exploring and investigating the world, avoiding anomalies and trying to get those sweet, sweet artifacts that justify the health risk. The zone has its own black market economy of selling artifacts back to governments, research groups, and private collectors. Sadly, you're at the bottom.
I love how when he says governments, he says Trump. I feel like he would go for Putin because it was like a Russian-based game or like a Soviet game. That'd be funny. And he also put 50 Cent there when he went for collect. It seems that he's playing a modded version. I never heard of this game until we watched the trailer on the Xbox showcase for the new one.
End of this lucrative pipeline. You're like a cocaine farmer in Colombia. Your life is short, miserable, and underpaid, and you're easily replaceable. The average artifact typically goes for about $20 on the black market, barely enough to restock your ammunition and buy some typical Slavic cuisine: canned tuna, kielbasa, and stale bread, and of course, Monster Energy Zero Ultra. USSR drink of choice. For added immersion,
that is cringe, dude.
Stalker cuisine in real life.
What the
Luckily,
fuck?
my house has all
cigarettes, mackerel, sausage. This is what kind of energy drink that is. Tuna.
All of the aforementioned dishes. My bread is just a little bit more fragrant than the zones.
Oh,
For
nice.
even more immersion, you can try going outside. Who knows what sort of artifact look-alike.
Why does he have all those like fucking dildos all over the wall,
and
dude?
here's a used hypodermic needle. These only appear in the extremely rare junky
meth needle.
Anomaly. How curious. For Westerners, Stalker is a game about surviving a harsh, unforgiving place where there's no one to help
he had it on
or
the
rescue
wall.
you. Human contact is limited, and you're left isolated from the outside world. For Slavs, Stalker is a simulation of everyday life, surviving in a harsh, unforgiving place where there's no one to help.
Is that true, dude?
Human contact is limited, and you're left isolated from the outside world. How accurate you want the simulation to be is based on the difficulty you pick. Yes, the 4 genders: rookie, stalker, veteran, and master. Lowering the difficulty results in more mutations in the people, as they develop genetic adaptations to bullet fire and employment. For this reason, it's completely fine to learn the game on stalker difficulty, but if you find that firefights take too long, I recommend bumping it up to master. It's a strange way to do difficulty, but it makes sense once you're comfortable with the mechanics. If you're interested in playing all the games, the natural order would be Shadow of Chernobyl, Call of Pripyat, and then Clear Skies. If you only have time for one of them, play Pripyat. If you want even more, install Call of Chernobyl. It links every game map, and you can play as any faction, including bandits. It also removes almost all English voice acting from the game, which is far more fitting to the atmosphere, as there's many words to describe the average Russian, and bilingual is not one of them. Despite how hostile the zone is, it can also be quite comfy. Sitting around the campfire with other stalkers and listening to them play guitar and tell jokes in Russian is a very pleasant and homey experience, and gives you temporary relief from the choking isolation and dread you'll feel everywhere else. Admittedly though, bandit camps have some of the best music.
Is that a sausage?
Unsurprisingly, this game is pretty fucking spooky at times. The mutants of the zone grunt, squeal, and lunge at you with a moment's notice, and they have a habit of doing
jump
it whenever
scares
your
for sure,
guard
dude.
is down. Luckily, some of the most dangerous mutants are extremely rare.
In a perfect world.
Oh my god. Bloodsuckers.
Men
This...
like me would not.
Who even is this guy? There, this guy doesn't look fun to fight.
But this is not a perfect world.
But surviving an encounter with one of them will leave you shaken
That's a controller.
and traumatized. Call of Pripyat is the most developed of the 3 titles. Hunting for artifacts becomes more than just platforming and throwing screws at vibrating pockets of air. You now have different devices to help you spot and locate artifacts invisible to the human eye, which now also appear inside and around the formation of different anomalies. One wrong move and you'll be torn apart, shocked, or incinerated. Luckily, some of the anomalies are much more benign and harmless than others.
This game looks like it would make me angry.
What the hell?
Makes brain dead zombies.
They also added emissions. Emissions exist to make you shit your pants and disrupt whatever plans you had. These are incredibly violent energy storms originating from the Chernobyl National Power Plant. And if you receive a warning that a blowout's about to happen, you better get the fuck inside unless you want to die a horrible, horrible death. Anything and anyone who can't get to cover on
I love how there's no windows though.
Crisp. And that's if you're lucky. For those who weren't so lucky, they'll get back up and continue their routine as a hollow, unresponsive husk. The anomalies described in the book are much less forgiving. Accidentally rub against a transparent strand of web, you'll die from a heart attack. Hours later, were you near the zone when the visitors came, you're forbidden from ever leaving, and you'll be shot on sight if you dare try, because whatever city you'll go to will be devastated by natural disasters until you die. The games and the book also diverge heavily in plot, since in Strugatsky's Roadside Picnic, the title of the book says it all. Visitor
I can't be the only one that finds those anime girl things really cringy.
stopped by our world and left as quickly as they arrived, leaving behind their trash and waste, the remains of a messy picnic. But their trash is
I just find a lot of anime
everything in the
cringy
zone
in
is
general.
fantastical and beyond our comprehension. Room temperature superconductors, invasive species of cotton, which exclusively grow on metal surfaces, and infinite batteries, which asexually reproduce, are just some of the wonders left by the visitors.
They split by
possibly
mitosis.
more advanced than us, but we couldn't even catch a glimpse of what they are. In Stalker, the zone is a man-made disaster through some psychic pseudoscience bullshit, which I honestly suspect is just an excuse to make you go through the worst linear sections of a game because Ivan spent a lot of time on 3D models, and by God, you're gonna appreciate it. To summarize briefly, a bunch of scientists merged their brains together to form the Sea Consciousness, a superior consciousness capable of changing the planet's novosphere, an informational field surrounding Earth, in order to remove negative emotions like anger, greed, and being a foot fetishist. Their interference spawned the zone, which has been expanding ever since. To make matters worse, their efforts backfired. Foot fetishes were instead replaced by scat, and that extremely specific category of porn where the camera keeps zooming in to the guy's taint, realizing what evil they've unleashed on
I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't even know that was a thing, dude. How does he find that out? How does he know that's a thing? Fuck. It reminds me of like the Emperor. Didn't like all the psychics kill themselves to become one big fucking best psycho of all time?
Are now actively trying to contain the zone. In Shadow of Chernobyl, you can either help or kill them. In Clear Skies, you get brainwashed by them. In Call of Pripyat, you meet Strelok from the first game, and after he tells you that, canonically, he kind of killed the scientists and there's nothing to contain the zone anymore, everyone realizes it's time to get the fuck out of here. The ending section of each Stalker game universally sucks dick. Holy shit, let me go through narrow corridors where everyone is armed with futuristic hit scan.
Yes, Jen, thanks for the 3 months.
Your little toe.
That's
you can also keep replaying dialogue from the Wish Granter on repeat every few seconds. What an amazing, unforgettable experience, which I wish I never had. Once you reach the Chernobyl National Power Plant, do yourself a favor and format your hard drive, because that's going to be a much more.
I don't want to go look at his background again, honestly.
Store for you. And while the rest of the game is universally enjoyable, there is one exception. Clear Skies. Most people abandon Clear Skies because it probably has the worst introduction to any game ever made. You start the game and get dumped in a shitty swamp, equipped with guns that can shoot for 3 meters before the bullets enter another quantum reality and vanish forever. At some point, you'll have to leave a shitty swamp. You might be tempted to fight the 2-3 billion bandits that procreate in the warehouses. You might even be tempted to take the exit shown on the map. Both of those will result in your death. Taking the indicated exit will put you right next to a military cordon where a machine gun will shred you to pieces. No, the correct thing to do is ignore the swamp, enter the cordon, see the machine gun, fuck off back to the swamp, and take the new exit, which is safely north of your original one. If you have the 200 plus IQ necessary to get past that rough beginning, Clear Skies is probably the hardest of the 3. The game does not give a shit how much it.
Wait, so dude, have you played all of these games? And do you only play them because they're Russian?
But holy fuck, it has some of the best and most drawn-out firefights I've ever.
Was that a yes that you played them all, or yes that you only because they're Russian?
The first game really completed them. It's never too much. It's just the right dose of Soviet-era depression bleeding into your senses. Just keep in mind that the base game took 1 billion patches to actually run stably half the time. Smacking mods on top of that is just asking for trouble. XR Engine is an engine that may work one day and blue screen the next. Its internal workings are a subject of speculation and mystery, even to the Ukrainian computer.
You know what makes my computer get that little error box? Discord.
Who originally coded it using Microsoft Paint on Windows Bandera. The engine is sensitive, fragile, and fickle, and if it really completely stops working, I recommend you roll back your NVIDIA drivers, which somehow magically fixes everything. I understand that this is the most poorly structured and ill-advised review I've ever made, but I
did he say roll like go back on your drivers, like downgrade? That can't be good.
Recommend every Stalker game, and I especially recommend you to read Roadside Picnic. You can buy a copy of each game for about $1 a piece, and the English translation of the book is of course available online for free. The games defy explanation, and capturing the feeling and tone of them is not something you can recreate by video alone. It's
only
a lot of fun
in Russia,
and well worth experiencing at least once in your life. And if you've already experienced it, well, there's still more mods out there than you can play in a single natural lifespan. As always, more content to come, so stay tuned. That content will be better structured. A warm thank you to the many members of the Merchants Guild, generously funding and bankrolling these videos. You're all
no shot that this video is only 12 minutes long, and then there's like no shot. Does he have that many Patreons, dude? Holy shit! I don't recommend you play Stalker. It will make you rage non-stop. Chaos, shut the fuck. I can't, bro. Like, why are you taking Ernasta's place right now? That's his job to roast me. And now you're doing it. Like, what kind of fucking nonsense is that, dude?